When we're looking to raise our vibration, this one thing may not actually be what we go to and what we do, because it's the last thing you might think will actually accomplish it. When you really want to raise your vibration, it puts you into a state of wanting. And when you are in a state and a vibration of wanting, it's as if you're saying you don't have it. It puts you into a state of trying. And when we're trying to raise our vibration, right, it actually works the other way. Puts us more into resistance. So what is it that allows us to release that resistance so that our vibration naturally rises? Is actually when we stop trying to raise our vibration, is when our vibration naturally rises all by itself. And I'm going to explain why in this video and leave you with a free gift at the end. So please stick around. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content to help you raise your vibration. So diving right in, hey guys, I am Asha's son. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new to the channel. This is a channel dedicated to practical metaphysics, to decoding and embracing the mysteries of life and the mystery school of life as we dive deeper in our consciousness and awaken our creative spark as conscious creators. So let's get right into it. Why is it that when we become so focused on raising our vibration that it can actually work in opposite? So in reality transurfing, they talk about decreasing importance. Whenever you make something really important, you put it on a higher level than yourself. Whenever you do that, you create a power imbalance between you and that thing. And when there's a power imbalance, it creates a difference between your identity and that reality. And Abraham Hicks calls this the gap, right? So when you release resistance, you're essentially closing the gap between where you are and where you want to be vibrationally. So this is all about your vibration. And we are trained to be conditional beings by society and by our karma. And the way we do that is, the way that we get out of conditionality is through meditation. And meditation can either be sitting, or it can be anything that puts you into a state of receptivity. Walking can be a meditation. Playing music, dancing, making good food and eating that food. Anything that puts you into a state of no mind. What particularly has been very powerful for me is since I started this awakening journey and I started having these shifts in my consciousness in 2012, and I had no idea what was going on. And I was diagnosed as a kid on ADHD. And I realized that actually when I went towards and discovered I was looking for a solution that didn't require things to put in my body that harmed me, or maybe dependent on someone outside of myself, some substance, right? That I was actually led to meditation, and nobody around me was practicing it, and even knew about it, where I grew up in Indiana, the Midwest. And it just really resonated with me, the fact that I could actually use my own mind powers, because as a kid, I actually believed that I had like powers of my mind. And then I realized in this process of becoming mindful of myself, of my own mind and my breath and my consciousness, that my anxiety would start to dissolve. And then I was able to actually focus even more effectively. And it was through that I realized one day that there was actually nothing wrong with me. That actually I was gifted as an empath, as a starseed, as a light worker. And that the way that my awareness worked was just different than how the current systems of humanity were set up to be not very accommodating towards. And also, being a manifesting generator is that I can focus on many things at once and spin many plates, and it's like not always seems like the most practical to other energy types and or to manifestor consciousness. And so, but it works really well for me to actually be working on multiple things throughout my day. And so when I'm really into something, when I'm really interested in something, my focus is fully on it. I can focus on it for hours. But when I'm no longer interested in it, it's like pulling nails, right? And so, or nails on a chalkboard. So then I realized there was nothing wrong with me, and that I could redirect my focus and I could hone my focus. And this actually led me into metaphysics. And I started studying ancient metaphysics and ancient wisdom, such as the Hermetic principles and Buddhist texts and Hindu texts and the Vedas and so on and so forth. And I went and I studied many different perspectives on quantum physics and realities and New Age and all these different views, and eventually came to they call it syncretism, is what Buckminster Fuller called it, which is not a religion, but a perceptual relationship with how everything is connected. And through that experience, I started to connect the dots between the many things that had come to me through my guides and through my own studies and my own spiritual journey of awakening, and started to realize that everybody was saying the same thing in different words. And that was pretty cool, because then I realized that where your focus goes, your energy flows, right? And that your focus is what gives you hocus pocus. It's actually the magic of where you place your attention. And so as you learn how to become more present, that's what meditation taught me, and mindfulness really taught me, is that the more present that we become to the moment, the less attached we are to what we want, that we think we want, and the less we are pushing away that which we don't. We are simply embracing life as it is. And I believe that this is actually the secret to raising your vibration and manifesting the life of your dreams, is not trying to raise your vibration, though it's great to do practices. I'm playing here because when you're constantly trying, you're saying it's not already there. You're saying it's not already happening. But that's the law of attraction. That's the law of assumption. That's the whole basis of it, is actually assuming that it's already done, feeling it vibrationally inside of yourself. And when you're making it so important, you're putting it up here on this big important thing, you're blowing it up, you're creating all this resistance, and then it also stops you from taking inspired action because it seems like such a big deal. Like with this YouTube channel, it seemed like to grow it seemed like such a big deal. So then I would like, oh, why aren't people viewing it? Or what are people saying? Or, when's it gonna happen? And then it would like stop me from growing the channel. And then when I finally just like stopped caring about it, that's when it started to grow. That's the perfect example. Because I just started doing this for the love of it in itself. I started doing this from the right place, right? My intention is to add value to you. My intention is to be of service to you and to the collective and to the awakening. That is the intention of this. That my intention is for myself is to just have fun. And when I'm just having fun, boom, creative ideas come in. Boom, I'm in the flow state. Boom, boom, boom. The energy just seems to line up for you. Right? And I'm not bragging or talking about myself to be like, look at how cool. I don't care. I don't care. That's not the point. The point is that I'm a reflection of you. And that you could tap into this. It's the same. It's not like this. Okay, we're on the spiritual planes. Everybody has access. Right? So when I'm talking from myself, and I notice that this does trigger people. Like I've noticed lately that since I've started becoming more confident and just speaking from my own perspective, it triggers other people. Because it triggers that. I think what it does is it makes them think that I'm egotistical. And it triggers the part of them that's not fully owning their own power and allowing themselves to do that. And always catering and people pleasing to other people. And I get that because that's what I did for so long. I was like not confident at all when I started this. I was terrified the first time I got on camera. Like I was like embarrassed to even share with people that my YouTube channel. or even like openly talk about this stuff in public. It took a lot of work on myself to get to this place of feeling confident, because I know that through shining my light the brightest that I can, that is actually the greatest service that I can do. And if in the process of being my most authentic self and shining like the brightest star that I can possibly shine, that if I trigger other people, that is exactly what needs to happen. Because that's what shining light does, is that it triggers things that are hidden, right? And when those things are triggered, you can either project it onto the person, or you can look at, well, where is this coming? Why is this coming up? And what is this showing me inside of myself? And sometimes it is something from that person and how they're being. And it can also be that, whoa, there's a part of me that's just like coming up. And I know that's what it was for me when I would see people doing that. When I would see people shining, it would bring up the part of me that was like, well, where am I at in my journey? Or like feeling insecure, or like not feeling confident. And like, that's how I was like most of my life, like insecure, like not feeling good enough, not feeling confident enough. Like, who am I to get on camera and speak? Who am I to play music? Who am I to do this? Who am I to do that? And then one day you wake up and realize that from that paradigm, you will never be enough. It will never be ready enough. It'll never be time enough. You'll never be good enough, because you can't get there from there. It's a paradigm. When you're in one paradigm, that's a belief system. You got to shift into another paradigm where no matter what you do, you're worthy enough. Where no matter what you say, you're good. Where you can always pick yourself back up again, or be supported and picked up. Where you can always know that you are worthy. Where you can always know that you are guided. Where you can always know that you are sovereign, and that you are authentic in your truth, and that and in that paradigm, it feels a lot easier to be confident, because this is moving from one identity of like when I was like the not confident version of myself that was insecure and like afraid to talk to women, and like and like afraid to talk to other people, and like so on and so forth. And then to move into this version of me that was like more confident and like could attract things that were of that match. And to move into this place of being able to express authentically. But these were different identities, right? And what I realized in that process is that also when you let go of, because also sometimes you feel like you need to be high vibe for other people. And you're afraid to be low vibe because you don't want to bring down the vibe, but then it causes you to not be able to be vulnerable and authentic with the people you're close to. Right? And when you're not able to do that, it closes you down. But when you realize that by being vulnerable, vulnerability is strength, right? This is something I struggled with for a long time, with this whole high vibe concept. It is actually high vibe to allow yourself to be low vibe. Because when you avoid being low vibe, when you judge yourself for being low vibe, when you don't want to be seen for being low vibe, that's actually what keeps you in a low vibration. And that's okay too, because it's all just learning, right? But one thing that I learned from mindfulness, right? And I feel that mindfulness was, for me, a lot inspired by Buddhist teachings. And they talk about a concept called anicca, which means change being the only constant. And one thing that I've been learning recently is that life is just like this, dude. It goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down. Oh, it's down, oh no, it's down. It's up, oh my God, it's up. It's down, oh no, it's down. It's up, oh my God, everything's amazing. It's down, oh no, this sucks. Oh my God, everything's amazing. And they call this the wheel of suffering. Or the Maya. Right? And basically you're attached and then you're reverse. You're attached and then you're reverse. You want it and then you don't. You want it and then you don't. And it just goes on and 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 on. And it's the creator of all suffering. And what Buddha taught is that when you come into your heart center and you stop attaching and you stop being averse and you abide within the living Christ within you, within the living light of God, of consciousness, of whatever you want to call it, with spirit within yourself, that actually you can be liberated of all suffering, regardless of your conditions and regardless of where you come from. I won't even claim that this is coming from me, all right, or this vessel. All right, I'm just saying that this is a message. Don't shoot the messenger. I know that people have really difficult things, and there's a whole wide range of the human experience. I can't even with my human mind comprehend it or even know what you've been through. But all I know is what I feel is true inside of me, and that is that my living prayer at least, is that all beings may be free of suffering. And that through coming into this place of realizing these metaphysical principles, that we can actually come to have a greater tool set in order to liberate ourselves from that suffering. And so mote it be. So what I'm getting at here is that life goes up and it goes down, right? And that's what I was realizing, is that when we're able to be more equanimous with what's going on, we're able to embrace what is. We're no longer trying to raise our vibration, and we're also able to be in our low. Because when you embrace your low, how's there a high without a low, right? This is a full spectrum experience. It's like the roots of the tree need to be there for the branches to expand. When we're able to fully feel ourselves and fully be in our bodies, which is the medicine for empaths, by the way, is that you're able to be more in your own frame of reality. You're only be in your own context for your own perception of reality. You're able to be in your own Alan Watts and Terence McKenna. You're able to be in that your weird, unique novelty of your fractaline expression of consciousness, right? You're able to tap into that evolutionary impulse and wave and understand that anything that's outside of the box of what's normal is weird. Isn't that strange, right? There's this box and it's called normal, and it's called who you should be and how you should live your life. Anything outside of that is considered weird. So if you want to get into the weird, just start getting into, like, go to an ecstatic dance or something, or watch an ecstatic dance video online and just start moving your body in weird ways and just like making sounds and like literally just give yourself permission to be a weirdo. Like, that has literally been the most liberating thing for myself. That's why I love ecstatic dance so much. And like, look up Kayla Scintilla, like look up Deadova, look up and just like look at all the related artists to those. Like that world of music. We're about to go to this gathering that's gonna have epic music like this for the next few days. So I'll probably be offline to do an elixir bar and do readings and go and dance and the music and community, and like, super blessed, thank you. Excited. And like, yeah, because then you start getting into that more Medicina world. You start getting into the more connected to nature, going out in nature, like meeting your soul tribe, like being more in the sacred path of like why you came here. And the more that you're able to like get out of those boxes, right? And you can still have a box, like, but just create your own, you know, and then go out of it and then come back into it. And then if you need to adjust the parameters, you can do that, you know, but it's like important to have boundaries, right? But when you finally get out of the boundaries that are not your authentic self, so you can start to discover your authentic self and then create those boundaries from that place. And then the more you have those, the more respect there will be for you, for yourself and from others, because there's a reflection. And also, the more your vibration will naturally rise because you're not attached to an outcome. You're not making it this big deal. You're not judging yourself for feeling low. You're not trying to hide your vulnerability. And then it just naturally processes through your somatic body and through your subconscious thing. It just, all right. Feeling better, feeling good. You know, watch an EFT tapping video. I wish I had some of those on my channel, but I'm not like certified in that. I guess you don't have to be, whatever. Brad tapping videos, those are great. But you know, just anything that gets you into your body, whether it's yoga or qigong, or if you like meditation, or you know, whatever it is, ecstatic dance, breath work, like any of these modalities work. Great, so which ones do you feel called to today? Like, I invite you to tap into one after this video if like that's what's really feeling in alignment with you. If not, cool. And another possibility for you to actually go deeper with this is I've got a free high vibe tune-up guide. And this is a guide that you can use to help tune your vibration. I think it's about 40 pages long. I took a lot of the inspiration from the content from this channel and then turned it into a booklet, and you can You can read it online, or you can also download it. You're more than welcome to download it and print it out even if you want. It's totally free. It also has links to guided meditations and different practices that you can use. It has some journaling practices, and it's all based on the same concept of like clearing and also integrating shadow work into the law of attraction and assumption and vibration, and to make a holistic approach to metaphysics and to how we can investigate more being reality creators and conscious creators together on this journey. So if you'd like to get that, I invite you to join my tribe. Go to my link. It's either you can find it in my channel, you can find it in the description below, and I will also pin it to the comments. And you go and you can sign up for my email list, and I will send you that straight away. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one. Peace and many blessings.